All right. We're going to talk about Floyd Mayweather at the zoo, holding a $2,000 phone and a $300,000 outfit.
And that poor panda that's a panda, just grabbing that tree, trying to eat.
That's a guy in a panda suit. He's like, yo, pretend you're a panda. Let me take this picture real fast.
We're gonna make this look nice. Floyd Mayweather connects with the earth, nature.
All right, so Mayweather, I guess in the news, Mayweather recently, I guess he talked about potential UFC fight, even though he sort of knocked that down like days later.
I think he's just sparking interest.
It was Dana White who said it, actually.
Well, Dana White said it, and then
Yeah.
Mayweather knocked it down like a day later. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you make $1 billion. You'd probably make $1 billion. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. The second time around?
He'd have to draw up like a custom UFC contract.
Well, he could do that. The second time around...
Yeah, but then all the
What?
fighters are going to be like, what the fuck? This guy doesn't fight in our sport. He's going to make
Yeah.
like quadruple.
Yeah.
More than that.
Understandably so, you know.
They need a union.
They
Yeah,
should.
so-
I don't understand why, what's taking so long. I really don't. I don't get it.
Okay.
It's really interesting to me, you know.
Yeah, let me read this real fast. We're talking to Floyd about doing a UFC deal, White told ESPN. Which, by the way, I thought was like just promotion. Nothing to do with him fighting.
Well, anything that White says, I'm like, you know,
I thought they were just doing, UFC and Mayweather Promotions.
yeah.
Some McGregor fight.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I should highlight it. Why not? If I can do that. Something here. Do that. Alright. We're talking to Floyd about doing a UFC deal. White told ESPN, it's real. He's talking about boxing, Conor McGregor. Was that real? Have you heard Floyd talk about many things that aren't real? He usually tips his hand when he's in the media, and then that shit ends up happening. Not this one. This one sounds like Mayweather's like, not really. Maybe.
Yeah, I gotta remember, man. Remember the fucking, the what do you call it? The pre-fight press shit?
Yeah.
He's like, I go in the octagon. I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that. I saw McGregor's eyes light up, and Dana's like, what?
Yeah.
Now that's there forever. You can't go back. You said that on an established platform in front of people. It's not a rumor. You said that. I can see how he would shut this shit down, man. I get it. You know? I'm not saying he wouldn't last in, like, MMA, but it's like, you know, if he's shutting that shit down like this rather than, we'll see.
I think it might have been somewhat of a ploy to keep his name trending on social media.
Maybe he's denying it right now just to gather interest into it because people are still talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, fucking Demetrius Johnson offered a no grappling striking type of thing. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I don't know.
That's weird, you know. He posted it on social media. It's like,
Money.
goat versus goat. Yeah.
Money, money, money.
And that panda over there don't get any money, right? That thing's trying to grab a tree.
Alright.
You know, whatever.
The reason we brought this, trending news up is to...
From The Guardian.
Yeah. We're British, right? Fuck 'em.
Sounds British.
Either way,
Guardian.
we're going to use this to parlay into...
Parlay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is the best discipline to use? I wouldn't say to use. Just to have.
In making a transition into MMA?
If you're going to be an MMA fighter, which discipline would you master? You would want to be a master at going into it.
Yeah.
And wrestling, Muay Thai, boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, samba.
Samba or sambo?
Sambo, whatever the fuck it is.
Karate. Aikido.
The shit that Nurmagomedov does.
You mean I'm going to take you down now, and I'm going to manhandle you. And
Whatever he does.
Just give up, okay? Just give up, please. I need this. No? Boom. I wrestle bear when I'm 4. I wrestle bear. I am not even 10. Like, dude, what the fuck? Anyway. The argument has already been made about that, you know. But maybe not. Maybe you had whoever's argument that was, probably there was some bias in there.
Was that during Mayweather versus McGregor? When they were sort of like...
Not necessarily.
Which one is better?
No. I heard this before as far as a style. Like in a...
Style
in
versus
just a straight up fight. MMA, there is rules, but, you know, it's basically like, you know, you can do whatever, really, without, like, grabbing their nuts or gouging their eyes out within reason, you know, but...
Yeah, we're going to go with straight up, like a MMA rule.
Yeah.
Let's say UFC rules.
Okay, well, the argument was made years ago. That was jiu-jitsu. Like, you know, like Gracie jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And that Hickson, Hoist, Hoyler somewhat, like, proved that. You can make a case that Maya is still, you know, as far as it's all you need, you know. But, you know, back then, there was no, like, you know, we like kickboxers, like Thompson fucking walking up in there and...
Yeah.
How you gonna get close to a guy like that? It can just kick you from like a distance and keep doing that over and over again. Not explosive, but accurately as fuck. Even like hitting, you know. Even though he punches like he's like a karate dude, he still hits you, you know, at a distance, at a style like that, or even like what? Like I didn't see any of those guys. A lot of those guys looked like, you know, they were like a lot of like guys that would won like street fights and stuff like that. I forget names, you know. I remember like Hickson.
What I saw, it looked like a lot of like muscle heads were in there.
Well, that's what it looked like Hickson Gracie when he was fighting the tournament in Japan.
Yeah.
What's it called? Choke, the documentary?
Yeah.
It showed a lot of guys, like, it looked like they had maybe some type of submission grappling. There was some dude that did Aikido or Taekwondo or wrestlers.
I saw more wrestlers.
Yeah, and they got, like, dominated, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you know, I didn't see Hickson do any double legs, you know. Any, like, Mark Hunt double leg takedown or anything like that. But the idea is, if you have an elite striker like that, as far as kickboxing, Muay Thai, or whatever, just straight up boxing, like, how are you gonna get close to them like that? How are you gonna get into a clinch if they know that, you know, that's what you're gonna do? Oh, he wants to get into a clinch and he wants to try to take me down.
Yeah.
How are you gonna get close like that? The argument has already been made versus Ronda Rousey, Mayweather. It's like, yeah, she'll just take it. Like, how are you gonna get close to one of the fastest motherfuckers they ever in boxing? How are you gonna do that?
Yeah.
How's that gonna happen? You tell me.
It won't.
And that dude used to knock people the fuck out, and then you realize, oh, I don't need to do that no more. My hands hurt, but whatever. Yeah, those are someone's getting dragged out, you know. But anyway.
Those are our pandas.
That we feed, you know. My phone's like $50. But anyway. Yeah. It's already been somewhat made, but I still see it kind of like, it's still out there, you know. And it's tough I'm just saying, it's tough to hold up that argument because that was so long ago, you know. Like I said, you don't have the Stephen Thompson guys back then. They didn't exist, you know.
Yeah.
It's too early.
And, yeah, you probably know more about the older shit than I do.
Well,
I sort of glanced at it.
Well, it's when you told me about MMA, and I'm like, fuck, I better go back in time and learn about guys like Kevin Randleman, Mark Hunt, fucking Gracie's, all of them. Well, not all of them, you know, but mostly like Hickson, or Hoyler and Hoist, their fights. Even fucking Frank Shamrock, Ken Shamrock, Tito Ortiz, and what's his name? You get the idea, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of them were like, we have a base in like a little bit of everything, but as far as like how quality it was, it might have been like from 1 to 5, and maybe it could have been like a 3, and their power output could have been like a 4. You know, like knocking out people like Liddell.
Yeah.
You know, so or even like Rampage, slamming dudes.
Yeah. I mean, Rogan makes a good point about that when he says you can sort of like see.
You mean Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
And he has a podcast.
Yeah.
That Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he points out that that there's such a small time frame for, let's just say UFC, maybe even Pride before that. And stuff.
Pride?
Yeah. As far as like popular organizations, UFC stands out now by itself, but you can see the whole thing in a time frame. It's not like, you know, Jack Johnson where it's like black and white, no sound, horrible quality.
And Jack Dempsey delivers a right and overhand, and now he's pummeling him. Pause.
Or like the first like baseball game ever played. It's like you can't really find that shit. But you can actually see the evolutionary steps of mixed martial arts.
I do take like stuff like, what was it, K1, right? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or Pride in UFC. But I kind of take all of them as a whole. Even though some of them had different rules. Maybe like judging, whatever the fuck. That's not the point. But it's like, as time goes on, so look at all of them, you know? Like, what's that guy that fucking fought Frank Shamrock with the mustache? You know what I mean? Big dude, roided out. He's like a wrestler dude, you know what I mean? Fuck.
Is he black?
Nah, he's white as fuck, man. That dude's like a country guy.
I don't fucking know.
Fuck. But anyway, like that dude was
that
like...
computer here. Fuck.
You're right. But he's like... Guys like... He fought Mark Hunt. It was a big fight in Japan and shit, you know, very popular for MMA guys. Let's see. Well, I'm making the point that, you know, these guys, like, when you watch them, like, strike, you know, you can obviously see, like, there's, like, no, like, real...
Oh, you just type in K1, right? Mark Hunt.
Oh, my bad, not Mark Hunt. Fuck, I'm an idiot. Coleman. Mark Coleman.
Ooh.
It was Don Fry, that's it.
Okay.
When you watch them in that time period, you know, Coleman, Don Fry, you can see them kind of like, you know, like they don't know, there's no real understanding of striking, you know. It's just, I'm fucking really strong, and I'm gonna throw wild overhand rights, or they're gonna be in a clinch together, just punching each other at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you've got an understanding, you know. You go into a clinch and you wouldn't have to do that, you know. That's just silly. It's ridiculous. There's a reason why boxers don't do that shit, you know. Intelligent ones. Or even like the brawlers in boxing, they wouldn't fucking do that, you know. Go into a clinch and hold each other's heads and...
It's illegal to do in boxing.
Oh, okay. I see.
The clinch itself is considered illegal, basically.
That's why the ref, like, separates them. Two boxers, okay.
A good ref will just slap their hands away from grabbing onto each other.
Okay. Yeah.
Hands free. Slap their hands away.
Right. Yeah, even, let's see. Fuck, man. I'm trying to find it.
I saw a Don Fried brutal KO. That was a black guy, it looked like.
Oh, Randleman?
Oh, no.
That's not Randleman.
That's Goodridge first.
Okay, well...
And right above it was that.
I'm an idiot, man. You do it. Fuck. Jesus.
Mark Coleman versus Don Fry.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Even if it is a knee strike. Why does this look fake? Looks like a video game. It's a video game.
Fuck.
Oh my god. Alright, just do the Ken Shamrock one. Go down. That's another one. Shamrock was like a submission wrestler type of guy, I think, yeah. Alright, here we go. Alright, yeah. Shows him in a clinch right now. Yeah, see this shit?
Yeah, this is muscle man fighting.
They're both like 240. Especially Don Fry.
They're both probably afraid to
Yeah,
separate.
see this? Yeah.
Loud noise.
See those strikes? It's just kind of like wild shit, you know? I don't think they get by if they weren't that strong like that, you know? Yeah, yeah.
Are they streaming? I'm gonna do a phone call.
But yeah, that's what I mean. As far as like, you know, back then, you know, like in my opinion, well, this wasn't that long after fucking Gracie was doing those tournaments in Japan, you know,
Yeah.
those like all in one night tournaments, which is ridiculous. But
Yeah.
it showed how like a dude that's an elite, he's elite in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like he's elite, Rickson Gracie,
Yeah.
elite. It
But,
shows how like he's like at that level, and these guys are like strikers or whatever the fuck at a certain style, like even karate or kickboxing maybe, or even like maybe boxing, but they're like novices at that at best, probably, you know, probably.
Yeah, they
You know
weren't.
what I mean?
They weren't like super high level.
You didn't see Mike Tyson fucking fighting this shit, you know. And some even argue that that dude's not, as far as like technique in his later years, it wasn't like as far as elite. That dude was just explosive as fuck.
He had very good footwork.
Well, I'm just saying it's just the arguments that I've been reading. You know, my opinion. That's not my opinion, but yeah, you know, that's when you had someone that was an elite in their what do you call it, their style or whatever, like their, you know, their area versus like a novice in their area. But obviously one guy's gonna, see this shit, like, fuck out of here, no head movement whatsoever, they're just throwing.
Yeah, no.
That's basically luck right there. Like whoever's gonna get hit, you know, versus fucking Mayweather, like rolling his shoulder, keeping back, jabbing at that speed, and footwork and all that stuff. You know, get out of that. Yeah, fuck that shit. I got sick.
So let's make a case for.
Hold on, I'm not like shitting on those guys. You know, just saying it's like that's what it looks like when there's no understanding of like boxing.
Yeah. Just
you could even go to fucking Ronda Rousey versus Miesha Tate. Horrible striking, in my opinion. It didn't look good. Miesha Tate is a good wrestler for MMA. Good jiu-jitsu, like not great, but she's like good grappler, very good grappler. And you got Rousey, who's like, you could make the argument. Like, would you say she's elite in jiu-jitsu? I mean, my bad, judo. She went to Olympics, right? Bronze. She's elite for that. And as far as meshing it with a jiu-jitsu type of thing, as far as submission for arm bars or you know, whatever. But striking, fuck no. I saw them like have an exchange. Yeah. Just wild overhand rights. Someone's paddling back, someone's walking forward, just wild. I'm like, someone could get clipped. There's no skill involved here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and look what happened when fucking Holly Holm fought her, man. A champion. Women's boxing, Holly Holm. Other than the head kick, she's keeping her distance, striking with her, landing. It's like bop, bop, step back. There's no answer for it, you know. Even when Rousey went for like kind of like a clinch, or maybe some kind of smothering takedown for against like the fence or whatever, Holly Holm just got out of the way, like immediately, and you saw Rousey go for it, land to a one knee, and everyone's like, oh fuck, no answer for that.
That was when she was hurt and tired too, when she just fell to the ground. But Holm was just sticking a left hand in there every time Rousey would come running in. She'd fucking every time Rousey would come running in, it'd be a fucking straight left. Just go to highlights and get fucking sued.
They can come at us like that, man.
Not that anyone's watching.
Watch, it's the full fight, not the highlights.
It's MMA makeup.
Yeah. Fuck that shit, man.
So.
Yeah, go to the highlights. Okay, that's good, right there. See that? Strikes, keeps a distance. She's not fucking fast, you know. Holly Holm.
Nah.
But she's like skilled, you know. Yeah, look at that. You see Rousey just fucking, you know. It's like that style of like I'm muscling, following you forward. Yeah. Clinch. Holm gets out of it.
And uses boxing to clear space.
Yeah. And keeps her distance again. And there's like no answer, you know.
Yeah.
Like these exchanges Rousey's throwing, they're just wild. There's no. Even if the punches land, you could just make the argument that it's really just her muscling it.
Yeah.
You know, even here.
She's very slick on the ground. Man.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a slick fucking move.
But like all the strikes that Rousey's throwing, there's like no. It looks as if she's like a complete novice as far as boxing goes.
Yeah.
Just straight up boxing, and you see Holm punching her, keeping the distance. You know, even right there. You know, I don't think she got hit nearly as hard as like you'd think she would. You know.
Yeah.
Even her like turning her shoulder as she's backing up.
She's like, nope.
And she just got up. Yeah, look at that. And she keeps her distance again. Look at right here. Yeah. Like this is an example of someone who's getting hurt, getting popped all day long.
Yeah. She's throwing that right hook right over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Where the jab's coming in.
There's like no answer, you know. If she's an example of someone, if she cannot get close enough to her, there's like that's it, you know. Unless you have like a Hail Mary overhand right or uppercut or something like that that lands.
Yeah, she doesn't.
But even that, she's getting outclassed like right there. Yeah. Go back to that if you want to see that.
Swing and a miss.
It just shows it's like shit, you know. You can even see like just the way they're standing right here. Oh yeah. Disregarding the head kick, you know. that brutal shit, you know.
I think it was the punch before that really put her on Queer Street. And
yeah, but that just
kick finished it.
Yeah, and that's like, oh fuck, all right, I don't want to see that. Disregard the voices in the background. But yeah, like that basically shows you, in my opinion, you know, I'm no expert, it's just what I see. It's like someone looks established, someone looks, you know, as far as like when I watch a boxing fight, you know.
Yeah.
So like how both guys looked as far as like at a certain level, okay, you know, how they look at a certain level, how they move around, their technique, their footwork, you know, stand up. And then you have someone that's novice who moves awkwardly, who doesn't land as much, you know.
This is an elite boxer versus a super elite boxer, and he makes the elite boxer look fucking novice. That's how good Mayweather is. That's like a
you know, like a jiu-jitsu black belt getting fucked up by like someone who's like a super black belt in jiu-jitsu. You know?
Yeah. I mean, he gets hit so little amount of time, like flushly, so many little amount of times that even if you somehow land a big shot on him, it's like, oh, I can recover from this.
Right. Because it's so.
To where other guys are used to the lights going out.
Yeah.
Like Overeem.
That dude's been knocked out over 10 times, man.
Yeah, but his lights shut off so fast now.
Yeah.
Maybe he would have been able to withstand it before, but now it's just, I get hit solid, I'm done. You can see Floyd fucking controlling distance.
Yeah, man.
He's got him so much on his back foot that Marquez is probably waiting to counter. He's like, wait till he throws that one punch and then I'll counter. Then Floyd throws something completely different. Or throws the same punch just really fast to where he can't counter. See? Trying to counter him. It's like, no, I'm in there, then I'm out too fast.
That's amazing, man.
Trying to counter.
Yeah, it's amazing how, like, yeah, you have an elite boxer versus someone that's, like, just outclassing him.
Yeah.
In the fight before the Holly Holm and Rousey, that, like, it was nothing even close, you know. It was someone that is a high-level, like boxer for MMA. Or even, like, she was a champion for, like, women's boxing, too.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely made her look, you know, fucking like, are you kidding me? This is someone that was undefeated for a long time?
Yeah.
and it makes everyone almost a lot of the people that she fought before her look like. Are we seeing like a new wave of talent here? You know, as far as striking,
she's fighting
boxing.
She's fighting like wrestlers and shit, right?
Yeah,
She wasn't really fighting
No, all of her fights like were
world champion striker.
Other than Misha Tate, who's like a good grappler herself, but not a striker, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Those fights didn't last more than 3 rounds, man. But then actually, I just got one. Another good example is when Rousey fought fucking Nunes.
Yeah, that was.
Show
that one was more brutal. Yeah, just close that book or whatever. Yeah, you do it.
This is an example now of like, you know, Rousey had time off. She's working with someone who, like, you know, who you would think trains like boxers, mostly MMA fight. I don't know, mostly now, that Edmund dude.
Yeah. They always show like fucking
I don't know,
model
man.
pictures.
I don't really give a shit. I don't.
It's women.
It's like, let's show that one thing in Nunes and never show it ever again. The idea is, yeah. The idea was like maybe she's like trained more in boxing. This shit lasted like 34 seconds. And all it showed was Nunes controlling the whole entire thing, tagging her over and over again. And she's standing.
She's throwing overhand rights.
Yeah.
Right over the shoulder.
Just tagging her over and over again, man.
Right over the shoulder.
And she can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, her head's just there to be hit. It's amazing, really.
She's doing that thing where it's like, this ain't working, so let me punch harder.
Yeah.
And it's just...
It's crazy, man. Just over and over again.
Nunes didn't give her a break either.
No, man. She's on her.
Said, I'm just going to
Smart.
work you. Right?
That's it right there. He stops it.
Has to.
That's crazy, man.
I fucking feel bad for her.
I don't really, to be honest with you. It's like...
Yeah, I just the look on her face is just like,
well, it's like
lost.
fuck, you know. Yeah, I do.
Lost
You know,
right now.
okay, I understand. I do feel bad, but as far as the idea of like, if I was her, it's like, you know, like maybe I should fucking like take a step back and like really think, you know, rather than doing the same thing. I don't know what she did, you know. I have no idea. Yeah. I've heard that in her training camp, she would have like boxers come in and they'd fuck her up, and they have like something like that, and they have to sign something where they can't ever talk about this. It's like, you kidding me? What a pussy move.
Who knows if it's her doing that though?
Well, yeah, my bad, but who knows?
It's promotion and
sure,
all that
you're
shit.
right. You're right. First time you ever saw a pussy move for a woman. What a dick move! How about that? But anyway, like, that just shows someone getting outclassed, like, completely. That's even worse than Holly Holm.
Yeah, those are just reckless, straight lefts and straight rights.
That's a reckless striker versus someone who's already have an established base as far as striking for boxing. You know, it's crazy.
That looked like there was barely like a fill out, like a, I'm gonna feel you out, see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
It was just, I know I can fuck you up on the feet.
She just went right up to her and started tagging her. And she tried to back up and try to figure shit out. Nope, stayed with her. All you can hear is her corner yelling head movement and clinch. I'm like, that's not going to help you, you know? You got someone even like Nunes in a very good jiu-jitsu, like underrated jiu-jitsu game, you know?
She needs to do what a fucking Mayweather does, to where he gets out of range at moments and he picks his spots to where he throws an offensive like punch.
Right.
Sometimes his punches are defensive in nature. They're a jab that you're gonna see coming. You're clearly gonna slip it, but I'm gonna grab you at the back of the head when you do slip it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can separate and then go back at again. Or I'll throw one power shot right down the pipe. It'll hit you, and then I'll grab you behind your head immediately after I do that. And that's when your head's down, you can't really throw any fucking punches.
Right.
Then they got to separate. So he does it a very slick way, which those are simple things to do. That's what she should consider. Except she wouldn't. In fact, she'd have what she wanted. She wouldn't have that separation after getting to the back of the head. She can go right to the clinch from there. Work on a takedown, or even just stay up on her so that she can't separate and throw more kicks and punches.
And that goes to the other point, as far as like, if she decided, well, fuck the striking, I'm just gonna wait for my opportune moment to go for a takedown of some kind.
That would be hard to do.
Well, yeah.
Against Nunes, who's a very good striker.
But if I'm talking about Holly Holm, then you gotta look at what happened with Holly Holm and Miesha Tate.
Yeah.
Where Miesha Tate knew, fuck standing up with this person. It's not gonna work. Find a way
to get her down.
Yeah. And from what I remember, she was losing. She was losing the fight. It's like a Hail Mary. I gotta go for the takedown, and I gotta get her back. Or I gotta get something. I gotta fucking get and like fucking crank a choke or a.
And I believe it was the last seconds of the fight. Yeah. She got the choke out.
Yeah.
So.
But at the end of the day, like she was losing. If that didn't happen.
Oh yeah.
Fuck out of here. That would have never happened. You know.
But she knew from the beginning not to just.
Yeah. She
didn't understand. Fucking chin in there.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you punch hard, I'm gonna punch hard, like that.
It's not gonna work against someone who has a base and understanding. You know.
Yeah.
Even as far as like the champion level, someone's a champion. You know.
Yeah. So let's check out like a decent boxer versus a decent boxer. I would go with
Bisping? Or you want to go?
Yeah, Bisping and Diaz and Michael Johnson.
Okay.
These are two like I would say pretty high level boxers as far as MMA goes.
Yeah.
With Diaz
style boxing, he's been using that for a long time, you know.
I wouldn't say he's that much greater than Michael Johnson. I would say that he just has the other tools of range and reach
and stamina.
Yeah, to where
you can outlast the guy.
Yeah,
you know? The idea
where his boxing will stand out in this
his
fight.
style, like the fact that he has reach and stamina, his style just makes it like more of like a dangerous type of thing, you know.
Yeah.
To the point where he can outlast guys, and even when they're tired, he can like outclass them as far as like pinpoint striking. You know, Even if they don't look great, he's still hitting them flush. You know.
Yeah.
And
well, that's the thing. Those are decent punching mechanics. It's just he's not putting full force behind.
No, and that makes his whole approach that much more just better. As far as I'm gonna wear you out, I'm gonna outlast you, and then when you're fucking really tired. That's when you're either gonna go down, you know. Like right here, these exchanges right here, you know. This is the second round.
Yeah.
You can see Johnson kind of, he's getting struck. He's getting hit. He's stepping back a little bit. Now the exchanges are coming. You know. The interesting thing to me is, it shows how like some of these two guys have a high level boxing for MMA.
Yeah.
How you can see it's really interesting how they'll just stand up and do this, you know.
Yeah. And honestly, they're both basically throwing just 1-2s. Jab straight left. Jab straight left. They just exchanged 1-2s.
Yeah. But there's no like wild striking going on, you know.
They're definitely when you throw those straights, you're looking.
It looks crisp, you know.
You're looking for those pinpoint shots.
Yeah. Other than him fucking around pointing at him and shit, you know. But you can see like when the exchanges go, there's no wild shit. There's no one's like fucking like stumbling over, you know.
Yeah.
It's like like 1-2 and they step out and they do it again, and one guy misses, if not a parry.
Yeah.
And then goes for another one, you know, another strike or a body shot. Very rarely were there's kicks thrown in this fight, but I guess it just goes to show where, how much boxing can matter as far as MMA.
Yeah.
Like that head kick he just threw, he hardly ever fucking throws kicks.
And that was just here's something different.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see more variety with the punches.
Oh, sure. Like you said, it's just like kind of like a 1-2 type of thing rather than like maybe like a setup. You know what I mean? Like when I see his brother do, he'll go for the head. Like like what do you call it? Like a jab, and he'll go right for the body. And like a lot of guys get open. Like even like now today, I believe that still happened. For Nick Diaz. Yeah. Like strikes to the head and you go to the body like very proficiently, and that just works for his style more, If he's trying to wear him out, you go for the body, rather than for like a knockout, It's just very interesting to me.
See if I can find like
Ricky Hatton.
yeah.
Highlights. Oh, okay.
I hate advertisements.
You don't have to pay for it.
I hate advertisements.
Diaz won this fight.
Yeah.
He might have won every round.
TKO, wasn't it?
No, a decision. That's when he called out McGregor.
Okay.
If this was 5 rounds, I think he would have fucking finished him.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. You could see him wearing down Michael
Oh,
Johnson.
he's way slower.
Look at him. Yeah. When he doesn't have an answer as far as striking or even like closing the distance on someone like Diaz, like what's probably going to happen is he's going to get tired and he's going to get weared down and then probably finished. You know. Look at him raising his hand. Fuck! What a goon.
It's like, what do you do after, like, if someone pisses you off and you're in a fight already? It's like, man, I would fight you. We're fighting, right? Let's see.
Taking nothing away from Johnson, though, he's a good striker, for MMA. You know. Boxing.
Yeah.
Now, Ricky Hatton was what, as far as your opinion?
Yeah. He was like a...
Obviously, like a fan pro. Favorite type of thing going on.
Yeah, he beat
like an underdog fighter. Would you say that?
He beat like he beat.
I'm not that like proficient in boxing, but I've heard this guy's name before. Ricky Hatton, Irish dude, right?
Yeah, he beat a guy in his like home stadium or whatever.
Right.
And then it led to him fighting like Pacquiao and Mayweather, and they both just destroyed him.
Yeah. But he's like kind of like that rookie underdog dude that kind of keeps coming, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I should have went to highlights. So I want to see like Mayweather's combinations.
Go to the one right. Yeah, right there. Yeah. So right from the get-go, what do you see?
He immediately backed up.
Right.
Threw a check left hook. See, right out, Hatton fresh, just trying to run in on Mayweather.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Which is not going to work.
Everyone's happy. He tripped.
Yeah, nah, he tripped over his foot.
There's a lot of fanboys out in there. In that corner right there.
Yeah. I think I watched this with like the British announcers.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't fucking tricked at all.
Right.
They're like, yeah, but none of them are landing. You see him bounce off his shoulder. See, he throws like surprise right hands.
Right.
That's a check left. Oh, you're gonna run right in on me.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna run straight at me. I'll throw a check left.
Right.
There's a surprise right hand.
So he's controlling the distance as far as right?
He's staying in that counter punching stance. See that check left.
Straight up defense, right? Defensive position.
No, just letting him come to him. And I'm just gonna throw counters.
Right.
Yeah. But he doesn't just automatically throw a check left.
Right.
He also like, all right, this time I'll dodge it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll dodge your punch instead of countering you. Then he'll switch it up and I'll throw a check left. If not, right there's a leaping left and a leaping right. See that?
Yeah.
Like,
it's very interesting how,
there's variety going on.
Yeah. It's almost like a plan for everything,
Yeah. Now, how this would work with MMA would just be a distance. You'd be a little bit.
It's very odd. It's obvious that it's gonna be different just because there's no kicks, there's no takedowns.
Yeah.
There's no, and for the clinch can last as long as you want it to, within reason. There's no prolonged strikes in the clinch, all that stuff.
Oh, the clinch, Floyd will eat people alive because he knows how to throw punches.
Right.
He already does.
I saw it right there when he was against the ropes with Hatton. Delivering
right
shots.
Here.
Yeah.
This shit, which he already does, which is already illegal in boxing.
Yeah.
But refs don't call him out on it.
Yeah.
That would be legal in MMA.
Right.
Where he's holding, pulls your hands down, has a punch, and holds you again.
Look at him just deliver strikes within like seconds.
Yeah.
And they're skilled. They're not they're landing flush. I think Yeah.
It's called frustration punches.
This just shows someone that's getting outclassed, you know. From what I'm seeing right here.
Check left. Right hand.
Yeah, look at that, man. That's crazy, man. That's
He
crazy.
just snuck it in there. So he's measuring, then pop. And he's always, as he's throwing his punch, he's prepared for a punch coming back at him.
Yeah, look at that right there, ducking his head like that, right?
He's like, yep. Right there, you can see his eyes looking down at his chest. And
That's so, that's so smart, man. I think, man.
There's clinch work, holding his arm while punching him,
Right.
which is illegal in boxing. That's why you see the ref pulling his hand down.
Right. I think this just goes to show you, like,
He understands variety, distance. Right now he's on the aggressive. He's like, you're not going to throw shit back. As soon as you do, fucking shell up. There's that sneaky right hand that almost put him out. He does win by knockout in this fight. I put it on just so a variety of punches.
somewhat of an aggressive Floyd Mayweather, you could say.
This thing he does when he paws out with his left and then pops you with a right.
Yeah.
That's when he has you on your back foot.
Right.
He'll paw out with his left and then...
It shows him like being somewhat like aggressive here, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he
this
prepared for like
this right here.
Strike. Yeah.
This right here is what he did to McGregor at the end when he realized he was tired.
Yeah.
He's like, I could just walk in and throw punches now. See him like
he walked into that.
He's like, the punch is coming from there.
Yeah.
He looks, the punch isn't there. It's some other punch coming.
Right.
And he's just fucked.
Jesus.
Sort of black gloves. Let me show that part again. That's what I mean by defense to offense. He throws a punch and he's immediately hands up, like sort of grabbing up top.
Right.
I go back too far. I went back way too far. Or too forward.
Fuck.
Whatever.
But nonetheless, you're saying as far as how important it is to be so skilled in like an area, you know.
Yeah. It's right here. Motherfucker.
God, man, he's just hitting him. Jeez. This is why I'm really surprised how much like people say shit about Floyd Mayweather. You know, it's like, dude, he's the best defensive boxer.
This guy's ready to grab him there.
Yeah.
He throws his power shot. And he's ready to grab you immediately. That's fucking beautiful. I think he does it again over here.
He developed a style where he could easily win.
Right.
You know.
And his hands are up, ready to grab and push at the head.
Yeah.
It's just...
He's like measuring, landing.
And what he's doing, he's looking away, looking in one area and throwing in another. Let's see the fucking knockdown.
Oh, man. Jeez.
I don't even see the fucking...
Threw in the towel. Yeah.
Fuck! Just go right there.
Oh. Damn.
Towards those power shots, he's ready to grab you unless he knows you're fucking done for.
Right.
Or you're not going to throw anything back. Usually when he's in that hands down state, wide stance, in my mind, from what I've seen of him, it's usually a straight right that comes from that. But right there, he went to a leaping left hook, lead left hook, because he changes it up all the time, depending on the opponent.
It's amazing what it looks like when someone's so like as a plan for every little thing in like a specific area.
Now he's just bombing away.
I threw in the towel. Yeah. He's like, I knew that.
Yeah, I would go to boxing. If I can go into MMA and be a master at one thing, it's boxing.
It's tough to argue that because if you were to say jiu-jitsu,
You have to get through this stage to get to the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I'm like...
I don't see that happening, to be honest with you. It's like, how you going to get that close to a guy like that, Let me tell you this. Looking at a guy like Stephen Thompson, right? Who is like basically a striker.
Yeah.
Well, he was like 50 in like what? In kickboxing or something like that? Okay? High-level kickboxer. And take Damian Maia. Elite jiu-jitsu dude. Like, makes black belts in MMA look fucking like blue belt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just like, going to strangle you now, okay? Nothing you can do about it. It's like, what?
Yeah.
You take those guys, Maia has to get close to him. Mm-hmm. I don't see that happening,
I could because of kicks. You swing and a miss with a kick.
Well, sure.
You're 1 foot less.
Okay. But at the same time, it's Stephen Thompson here,
Yeah.
That's what I mean, though. He's like...
But if you time a kick as opposed to timing a punch...
Fair enough.
If I time a kick to get a takedown...
I'm just using Thompson here, though, because like he's a good example of someone who's very, very accurate with whatever he throws.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly kicks, But Maia's a guy that doesn't do double leg takedown, doesn't do like a wrestling takedown. Has to go in for a clinch. He has to.
Yeah.
He has to get close. He has to get close to you somehow, some way. Whether like you're like up against the fucking fence in the octagon, and he has to go for something. Like a leg, like tripping the leg or whatever the fuck, and they both go down. Something.
But if you're, let's say, using Thompson again as an example.
Mm-hmm.
If Maia gets to the clinch with Thompson, Thompson's nullified. His kicks are nullified. Can't throw kicks from the fucking clinch.
True.
Boxers.
You throw knees, though.
You can throw knees.
It's MMA, though. I get it.
But a boxer can throw his punches still in there. Mm-hmm. A boxer works on the clinch game.
Right.
Very important to boxing.
Right.
So.
Like you just said, Mayweather in this highlight right here just showed him constantly just tagging Ricky Hatton.
Yeah.
To the body and to the head.
He pulls your gloves down and hits you.
Yeah.
Which is just like, guys getting, they might get like an underhook on one side and an overhook on the other side.
Right.
And sort of separate, just enough room to throw like a slicing elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of those like...
Grazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
I say slicing, it usually cuts them.
I'm just saying, as far as nullifying the idea of like I can go in for a clinch here, then well, then what? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's like very hard to understand, that. Ignore everything you're hearing. Everything, even if it's moans. So, I understand, And someone can, you could even still make the argument as far as like a wrestler. Like, you gotta get close to the guy,
Yeah. You gotta have some sort of threat there. Like Hendricks had his fucking super powerful straight left.
Yeah.
Or just any. I don't even think it had to be a straight left. Just
no, that dude laid people out, that left hand, man.
Yeah.
Even this, it's probably an extreme example. Imagine Mike Tyson, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you got a guy like Cormier, Olympic wrestler.
Yeah.
Right? Olympic wrestler?
Yeah.
Okay. Made the transition extremely well. Good striker for MMA as well.
Yeah, I think he's a very good striker.
I think you could make the argument he's probably one of the best ever.
Yeah.
Now you take him. Let's say he's getting outclassed on like standing up versus a guy like Tyson. And his idea is to go for a takedown. Like how? Like I'm no expert, but it's like how are you gonna do that? How is that gonna happen? And Tyson knows I can't let this guy get close to me.
And Tyson's strong as fuck too.
That's why I chose both
So,
of them. They're both heavyweights. They
Yeah.
fucking. We both know DC is basically a heavyweight. You know.
In boxing, he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
So.
200 plus, right?
I believe the weight class is undefined, so any weight can fight heavyweight. But
Let's do it.
let's just say 200. Let's just say 200 plus.
All right. You know what I'm saying though? I understand. You know, but like that's someone who's like a high level boxer and has an understanding of I can't let this guy get close.
Yeah.
Or you can even you take Mayweather in there and put him in there against someone who's like a straight up wrestler. You could, maybe Demetrius Johnson, maybe.
Yeah. DJ's too small. Floyd fights at 147.
My bad. All right. How about Dylan Shaw?
Yeah, Dylan Shaw moved
Dylan
up.
Shaw, good wrestler, right?
Yeah.
Good MMA fighter. And his idea is taking him down. It's like Mayweather's like fucking amazing. And most likely will make the transition as far as when going to MMA, as far as keeping distance and keeping them like my bad, said it twice. Keeping them at a distance while still hitting them.
Yeah. Dillashaw would be tough for him, I think.
I'm just saying.
With all the complications of what Dillashaw does.
Okay, maybe that was an
That
unfair
might be too
comparison
much.
because Dylan Shaw is straight up elite.
His techniques as far as striking is too elite. To where the takedowns might have been his base coming into MMA.
All right.
Now it's just
Maybe I should have said someone more of like a novice. You know what I mean? Because we're talking about we're talking about going into MMA, not someone who's already established. You know.
You can go with like a Lineker,
Okay.
who's like a just pure reckless brawling power puncher.
Right.
Mayweather will eat him alive
Right.
in any type of fight.
Oh no, you no bad. You
I qualified.
you
my
qualified
answer.
it. That's right. Non-homophobic. Making that clear.
Yeah,
It's just funny.
some guy who just throws power shots to get closer to you.
The 2000s thing. Yeah.
If a guy just throws power shots to get close to you, even though actually Lineker will throw power shots to throw power shots. He wants to knock you out. He would not have a chance against Mayweather. It wouldn't be fair.
I don't see it.
He is smaller too, but he wouldn't have a chance.
Here's an example. What would you say for Faber? Faber is basically like a wrestler. A skilled wrestler.
He's all around good, I would say.
Yeah.
And yeah, wrestling would be his base. Against Mayweather, though, yeah, you'd have to get close to him.
Yeah.
Now he has. Talk about him in his prime, right? Even him older still had really good speed.
Faber
man.
has always been up there in contending, you know?
Yeah.
You can't really, I think it's unfair to call him like a gatekeeper in a way. Because that dude's always been like top four, top, you know,
he's always
top
like
five.
He's always budding champion almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has a lot of speed and explosiveness. I don't see him use it so much. I see him use speed. I don't see him use explosion so much. He always seems to like just miss with his like a power shot or something.
Yeah.
Which is why he never like passed that threshold of being a champion. To me, that's what I've seen.
Well, as far as UFC.
Yeah. He seems to like just fall short just a little bit.
It's
But,
also tough because when you have Jose Aldo, who's fucking champion for 10 years and roiding, possibly, but nonetheless there's skill there. When you have someone like that that's around, you know, it's like, well, fuck, you know.
Yeah.
Could have made the argument if he wasn't there, maybe Faber would have been champion. But the point is, someone like him versus in the elite amongst elite boxers, Mayweather. You know what I mean? The best.
That would be really interesting to see.
That's what I'd like to see.
Really fucking interesting to see.
Let's go for some other examples. Would you like to see Bisping?
Yeah, I guess.
So, both of these guys are have boxing bases, right?
Yeah.
Bisping, boxer in fucking like England, and Kevin Gastelum has like I hear he's a pretty slick jiu-jitsu guy too, but his boxing is underrated.
Oh, his boxing is, as far as in MMA, it might be the highest for me from what I've seen.
Lately, or just in general?
From several fights ago, I see him as like the best boxer. Now, obviously, he implements it with his other stuff,
Right.
like the little side kicks. Once in a while, hit him with a leg kick.
But you're still seeing like he has a base for this, you know.
Yeah.
He has a good understanding of what to do as far as like striking, landing, feinting.
Yeah. He seems like he uses his
Feints.
Yeah.
Feints.
He seems like he uses his legs to chip you away and uses his hands to put you away. He's going to use that for the big power shot.
Right. Would you say he rolls well with the punches that are thrown at him?
He slips them by like centimeters.
Right.
He can get hit, but they're not flush enough because he's slipping them just by the lowest amount.
Okay.
Which is why I consider him such a good boxer.
For MMA.
Just, yeah.
Well, it is different.
It is different.
You can't lie.
Because of the hand, the positioning.
Well, it's just all the other factors, too.
Yeah.
The kicks, the takedowns, all that. It's a different, like, you know.
But I can see him just doing, if he did straight up boxing, I can see where it translates out.
Yeah, definitely. Like, versus guys that, you know, who train boxing, but you can see how they're not, like, they're kind of, maybe you could say they're sloppy versus someone like this who it's, like, crisp, like.
Yeah.
You could tell, you know. Like, he might do it very well. You know?
See, he even does hand fighting. As much as that looks like he's showing off.
Yeah.
It's hand fighting. I'll probably show you some videos after we're
I've seen
done
some
doing
guys
it.
do that. Yeah. But go ahead.
But a guy who explains it.
Right.
See that little slip right
Right.
there? I don't like that part. Go
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
back like that. I don't like that.
You just tagged him.
Yeah, straight left is Hendricks-like.
To be fair, he should
Not as strong.
Bisping should not have been in there. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Just to be fair, you know. Bisping is a good boxer for MMA.
Yeah.
He got caught, you know. Like you can obviously see it like right here. There's a circle. Like straight up.
Alright. You want to end this?
Yeah.
I think I've said all I've had to say. And
We're no experts here, it's just as far as
Yeah.
watching something.
yeah, in conclusion, as like just a fan watching this shit,
Yeah. The
Not
panda
experts.
doesn't deserve that. Look at that shit.
I would say
This shit's grabbing for food, man. It's on its back. It's suffering.
Mayweather's elite boxing with the mediocre to like low level other skills
Yeah.
as far as MMA. He might be able. I think he can hold his own.
Or any other high elite boxer.
I definitely know he'll avoid getting solid hits as far as striking, any type of kicks or anything like that.
Yeah.
He'll avoid solid shots.
Could
It's
this,
the ground game that would fuck him up.
So it's also, well, obviously, but the idea is like he would head in there having a basic understanding of, I'm not going to submit people, but I'm going to be a fucking like decent at getting the fuck out of this position and this position and staying away from this.
I think those things are natural, man. As far as like you
No.
feel someone grabbing your leg,
I meant skillfully. Because there's a
I
certain...
think he can
there's a certain-
naturally do it too.
I'm just saying, there's a certain point where there's an elite grappler versus someone that's a good striker, or even an elite striker, but somehow he's on the ground, somehow in some way.
Yeah.
And the guy knows what he's doing, and the guy's trying to wiggle himself out. But at that point, if you really don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get fucked.
But I meant-
That guy's just picking away. You know?
But I meant like actually getting to not getting them to the ground, but everything that happens before that.
Oh no, definitely.
Like a clinch, and then maybe you drop down for a single or a double, or he, gets underhooks and goes for a trip or something like that.
Yeah.
I think he can avoid those positions just on natural instincts of
I definitely, I wouldn't.
boxing in the clinch. If the guy has double underhooks on me, I'm in a shittier position. He knows that already. And you just think about body leverage, like, oh, what would be easier to get me to the ground? Oh, double underhooks.
Yeah.
He can use his legs to
I don't
trip
doubt
me.
that. I don't doubt that at all, whatsoever. It's just like, but you're also saying that the same could be said for someone like Andre Ward.
Andre Ward? What
We're
do you
talking
mean?
about someone who's top of the sport of boxing as far as
Oh, he's
that dude, boxer. Like, you know what I mean? Like a
he's
champion
not
of boxing.
Mayweather. Mayweather's in another class, though.
We're talking about Mayweather and not just straight up boxing. Is that what we're talking about?
All right, you can go. Keep going.
Andre Ward. Who's that guy that just fought the other day?
Kovalev?
Yeah.
It wasn't the other day.
We don't fucking mean.
Yeah.
Those kind of guys. Or even Triple G.
Triple G. And some reason in my head, I have no evidence to back this up.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would be an animal in MMA. Just out the gate, killing.
And he'd be nice about it, too.
Well, he has like a baby face, so
He'd be nice about
people sleep on him.
it. He'd be nicer than George St. Pierre. He wouldn't say,
I am not impressed by your performance.
wouldn't say anything like, he's like, oh, I like him. Even though it's a shitty performance. I like him. Pretty good. Yeah.
Golovkin would get kicked in the face and just keep walking forward, so
Hopefully.
just stalking like this.
Hopefully. I like to see him get like try.
Nice
he
kick.
gets kicked, but he puts
How's
his,
this?
he puts his head down, puts his hands up, like not today. Oh man. Or even what would you say? What's his name? The Mexican guy. Fucking Canelo. That's
Canelo.
right, Canelo.
Uh,
Is he skilled? A skilled
At
boxer.
boxing?
Yeah.
he's up there at elite level.
All right. So that's what I'm
He's
talking
better
about.
than Ward, I think.
Okay. But they're elite. There's,
Yeah.
there's like a line, right? As far as
But there's different reasons, like,
I understand, but there's like a totem pole nonetheless, right?
yeah.
Where there's an elite line, and then there's guys that are above other guys that are elite, and there's reasons for that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about those guys that are above that.
Let's call them one percenters.
Okay.
And then Mayweather's just a 0.00001
May,
percenter.
Mayweather's that Saudi dude that has like
He's
quadrillion, a new number of like, you know what I mean?
He's like
He's like it's like
he's
this.
the boss in
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. He's like that guy. You gotta be everyone else to get.
He's basically God. Let's just say that. How about that? He's basically this. It's like, yo, man, Mark Zuckerberg, man, that dude, I want to be like him, man. And then you got another dude that's like, man, that guy that made Apple, I want that. And you're like, nah, motherfuckers. You feel like being good in Saudi Arabia. Those motherfuckers are rich as fuck. You never seen any money like that. Those guys, right? Those like that, like what's it called? The Apple money. That's those kids' allowances, man. Fuck out
Yeah.
of here.
Yeah.
Are you a prince? No, you're not. No, man. Those guys got castles, man. Those guys don't walk anywhere. They get carried.
It's that oil money, man.
And wars. That's
Yeah.
not what this is about, though, right? Just another example of a panda dying in the background, most likely clawing for food and playing with a tree. Maybe they got some $600 phone, some $1,000, maybe $10,000 necklace. Because who knows? Who knows where he got that shit from?
Those are probably in.
He probably
Those
bought,
are diamonds. Those are in the 100,000
yeah.
range.
Well, whatever. He probably like got that shit in diamond gold, like encrusted and shit. It's stolen from some gangster back in the day, but that's not the point. Not the point. You know, he has all that money. Whatever. And that gigantic pinky ring.
And
That shit's bigger than his thumb. That shit's bigger than all his knuckles, man. But anyway, nonetheless, like those guys would be a problem. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think for low level, like just getting into UFC guys, maybe they came from other organizations or they got their start right from the UFC.
I'll name some names.
It would be problems.
A
for
guy
them.
like he's a young dude. What's his name? Sage Northcutt, Mickey Gall, young dudes. We call it that Hick Diaz dude, maybe. You know what I mean? Young guys.
Yeah. They would give them problems just
Yeah.
on mystique alone, even. Just like, oh shit, that's Floyd Mayweather. I can't just run in and grapple him immediately.
Just the idea.
I
of,
know
like,
this he can punch.
This
so
dude's an elite
Yeah.
boxer. You know, elite boxer.
yeah,
This dude's been knocking people out for. This dude's been winning fights for
this dude's been purposely not knocking people
Yeah.
out. That's when you're on some other
He's
level.
like, wait a minute. I can get myself in a position to win and not get hit? Fuck that. That's why I never hated on this guy, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh,
everyone's
I
hating on
love
him?
watching this fucking fight.
That's
maybe not the Mayweather McGregor one. I'm just like
the first fight I saw
like,
as far as boxing. I really watched it was Ward versus Gotti.
Okay. Mickey Ward, Arturo Gatti.
Yeah.
That was just a
brawling.
Yeah.
That's a slugfest, man.
Yeah.
And then I watched, when I shed a tear out of beauty, when I watched fucking, Mayweather fight Gotti, I'm like, God, outclassed him.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's beautiful because he said, oh, I can just avoid you at any turn, just pop you. That's it.
And you get frustrated, you start throwing more punches. It just leaves you open for more counter punches.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's like watching like a hitter in baseball or a pitcher in baseball. That's like a master at whatever, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
That's basically what it's like.
I don't even think Mayweather works on throwing. Like, when I see him on the heavyweight, just like, tap, tap, tap. He's like not even considering throwing hard shots.
It's either that or his hands are messed up. But
could be.
Whatever.
Alright. Thanks for watching, guys.
Remember,
Mayweather's rich.
9/11's an inside job. We both know Tower 7 went down for some other reason.
Don't save the pandas. Fuck the pandas. That's probably a panda coat he's wearing right now. It's like, you next, son. You're next.
You're next. No, it's like, and after I'm done, I'm gonna eat you in some soup. No, it's like, I'm gonna feed you to my dog.